Hey guys, it's John here. I'm sure you're confused and be like, what the hell? Where's their dope-ass intro? Well, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that after we finished recording and I went back through to edit the podcast, I noticed that there was this sort of weird background interference noise. So I tried my best to remove it, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that some parts of this podcast might sound a little off because to remove the background interference, it resulted in sort of tweaking with the audio overall. Anyways, just wanted to let you guys know. So, on to the show. Dude, this kid's gotta be like 12, and he has a plate of fish. Gordon Ramsay says, look at this, what's this fish? Is this cooked? And the kid's like, and Gordon Ramsay takes it, dude, and he just whips the fish, the cooked fish, back out of the ocean. He says, that's where it belongs, it's not even fucking dead!
Yeah, motherfucker. We're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up. Wanna give a motherfucker sucker, put your hand up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 113 of the ScruffCast. I'm John.
I'm Ian.
Yes, this week, Dan could not be on the show because he is celebrating his wedding anniversary with his wife, Anna. So, well, the day we're recording this anyway. So, congratulations to the two of you.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day together, spend some good time, and hopefully many more years of Anna falling asleep during the movies that you guys watch,
Yes, Dan was talking about how he was struggling to get Anna to watch John Wick. But I talked to him since then, and they actually have managed to watch through all four John Wick movies.
Nice.
Which I haven't seen any of, so it's one of my great
I've only seen
games.
the first two, but I have to catch up on the other two.
Would you give it the thumb up?
Yeah, 100%. Keanu Reeves is a legend, action movie legend, so yeah.
I like Keanu Reeves. Dude, he's popping up everywhere. He was in the SpongeBob movie.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, just as a tumbleweed named Sage. A tumbleweed rolls in. It's like Keanu Reeves' face is like, I'm Sage.
Yeah.
And then he's in this upcoming video game, Cyberpunk 2077.
And then Bill and Ted, I forget the
Bill and
full
Ted's
name.
Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
But they're making a third one. I don't know if it's called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 3. Have you ever seen the original?
I have not, actually.
I saw the original one time. I remember this guy I went to high school with. Thought it was really funny. He's like, John, you gotta watch it. And I watched it. And I was like, I feel like I would appreciate it more on a rewatch.
Right.
I didn't watch the second one.
I didn't. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the whole series, so I have to check that out.
You know what's like an 80s series? I'm just thinking about it. We always worry, I'm like, Ian, what are we going to talk about on the podcast? Oh, here we are rambling already. You know what's an 80s series that I never really liked?
What?
Back to the Future. Do you have any reverence for this series?
You know what? That's the one 80s movie I've not seen. I've seen Terminator. I've seen what else is from the 80s? RoboCop, I guess. Is that 80s?
I think RoboCop is 80s.
Yeah, I've seen all the action movies and Star Wars and all that fun stuff, but never seen Back to the Future. Some movie buffs might kill me for that, but
I've seen it once. Well, the first one, so it's actually a whole trilogy. But the thing I just don't get with this is similar with thing with Ghostbusters as well. Why is there a Back to the Future's fandom? What's so great about it? Why do these people care about it so much?
I'm not sure. You don't see a Ferris Bueller fandom, or I guess you see a Breakfast Club one as well.
I guess those movies are more one-offs.
Sure.
Whereas Back to the Future was a trilogy, but dude, I would have to imagine the viewership levels of Back to the Future fell hard. So everyone watched Back to the Future 1, and I'd say maybe 60% saw the sequel, and then you're probably talking 30% saw the third.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We don't know that for a fact, though. They might have blown up for the second one once you found out that the second one was coming out. They might have gotten excited and curious.
That's true. This is a ScruffCast where we're not doing research and just pulling these facts out. Then we have Ghostbusters, so I think there was a sequel. I've never really been interested in it. So a couple of years ago, on Halloween, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, hey, Taryn, we should watch, because, I don't do the spooky stuff. Hey, we should watch Ghostbusters. I think we watched, speaking of, significant others falling asleep, I think we watched, 50%, and, Taryn's falling asleep.
Is this the one with the all-female cast, or is it...
No, I'm talking, the original.
Oh, no, right.
The original. Then they made a sequel to that. I think there was Ghostbusters 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then, dude, there was, an animated show, Ghostbusters animated show back in the day. Really?
Yeah.
Was it any good?
I liked it. It wasn't anything to, rave on about, but...
Yeah, and then they made the all-female cast one, which...
I haven't heard good things about.
I have not heard good things about. And I just looked bad. But then people were like, they don't like it because the cast's all female, so they're just being sexist.
No, I guess it's like...
I have no idea.
If a movie's bad, a movie's bad. People are allowed to hate it,
Yeah, but, it puts up the little shield, right? Protection.
Who doesn't make bad movies? Those Keanu Reeves. We can pretty much agree with that.
Yes. So he made The Matrix. Dude, he made great ones. I remember in high school I watched Little Buddha.
Yeah.
He plays Buddha.
And I think I wrote into the ScruffCast about this movie that he was in, Hardball as well. When he was the baseball coach in the hood.
Yes, dude, that one sounded interesting. I haven't watched it. I'd never heard of it until then.
That's sad, but it's an incredible movie, though.
I want to... I forgot to turn my notifications off. We're all over the place.
Popular, eh?
Mr. Popular, yeah. I went over to see Jaime, maybe like a month or two ago, and he was in the middle of watching some sort of action movie, and I can't remember what it was called.
Was Keanu Reeves
Street Kings.
Oh.
I think I mentioned it on the podcast already. Keanu Reeves was like a cop.
Oh yeah, no really. Yeah.
Dude, it was like it looked like a direct-to-DVD, like low-budget movie, but it was like star-studded cast. It had Forrest Whitaker, Keanu Reeves, Chris Evans. I can't really give it a thumb up because from what I saw, I think Common was in it too. Like a lot of people in this movie I'd never heard of it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just never understood the fandom about those other two things. Because, like, so they're making it. Wait, aren't they making another Ghostbusters movie this year?
I think so, no.
Is it Ghostbusters I'm thinking of? Yeah, with the kid from Stranger Things.
Oh,
Mike.
I'd never heard that.
Yeah,
actually.
dude, they're making another Ghostbuster movie.
Well, it makes sense.
And people were complaining because it just totally does away with the female cast one.
Yeah, but he kind of makes sense because he's been in a lot of paranormal stuff.
Yeah, so he sort of fits that thing. I'm not really sure what the premise is.
And I don't know why. He has a look for a Ghostbuster. Like, if you put him in Ghostbuster outfit, you'd be like, yeah, that's what a Ghostbuster kind of looks like.
Because in Stranger Things, they were the Ghostbusters for Halloween.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, so now I'm thinking they're supposed to come over this year. But, like, why can't they just let these franchises die? They got to try to bring everything back and squeeze all the juice out of it. Let it die.
There's always a fandom for everything, and there's always going to be, like, a fandom that obsesses over things from the past, and whether it's a band, whether it's a movie, like, you're going to have people that just aren't going to be obsessed with it. And if there's any proof of that, it's going to be, like, on Reddit, or there's a specific subreddit. And it's always funny when you go on, like, something that you like, and you're like, yeah, I'm a fan of that, and then you go on and you see these people, like, creating content for it, and it's like, wait, I'm not that big a fan of it.
Check out my Ghostbusters fan fiction.
Yeah.
What happened between movies 2 and 3? Filling in the gaps. It's like, no thanks. Yeah, you get into the weeds. You find the nerdiest of the nerds. There's nothing wrong with that, I appreciate nerddom out there. But
have you ever gone through that where you're like, yeah, I'm a fan of something, and you've seen like actual fans of whatever, and then you're like, wait, maybe I'm not. Totally.
I've never had like a moment that stands out in my mind where I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not as big a fan as I thought. But there are people who always bring it to the next level. Like, for instance, I love like the Halo franchise, right? Then you see like, oh, the new Halo game coming in like midnight release, and then there's a guy who shows up and he's like dressed as the Master Chief. And you're like, geez, how long did it take him to put together this costume, right?
How long and how much?
How much too? Yeah, that's a weird hobby, cosplaying.
Yeah,
like just dressing up as characters.
I used to work with that's really into that.
Really?
And he would do it like every year at the Toronto Comic Con, and I forget the other name. Fan Expo.
Fan Expo, yeah.
And you know what? I went to Fan Expo one year, and I actually took pictures. This is when I was starting to get back into photography, and people go all out for their costumes.
I can imagine. Like, you see some crazy ones online with like Comic Con and stuff. So if you could cosplay as any character, right? Like, let's say you've got months to prepare, you can make the costume, and in your mind, it's going to be a good costume, right? It's not going to be jank. Who'd you pick? Like it's
sticking a sip on the tea. You know what? Because I watched the movie like last weekend. I'll probably go as Neo as from the Matrix.
That's a pretty good one.
Badass look. Like,
and I feel like it's enough times past that, like, you have to figure everyone would pick Marvel characters now, that you'd stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? You wouldn't be like, oh, another Neo.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah. That's a good one. I don't know who I would pick. Because, like, I don't want to do the makeup. I don't want to get all
you don't want to be like a Kratos where you have to turn your skin like bleach white.
Dude, maybe I just go simple. Just bust out the hat, flip it backwards, and be Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. Or do it be Yu-Gi-Oh! With the Yu-Gi start with the giant hair?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I actually saw that one at Fan Expo, and it was pretty well done. And he had the disc,
The
what they
little
used to
arm
play.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they play cards on. And you actually had to look pretty down
cool.
with the the thing with anime characters is that the hair is so unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's always the hair too. That's the most unrealistic part.
I'm starting to get there. So to clue listeners in,
Yeah.
I've had my quarantine hairdo still going. I haven't cut my hair since the last year. I've been letting it grow, getting the flow. As a hockey player, let's say, get some sick lettuce.
And just for some context, when I first saw John, when I came over, his hair was slicked back, and now after some talking, and I think you ruffle your hair when you speak as well.
I do. Yes.
So it's now at a nice little curly mess. I guess it's called the Jewish fro.
The little Jew fro. L'Oreal, Pantene. If you guys are watching, hit me up. I'm down for some sponsorships.
Surprisingly, that's not the biggest I've ever seen your hair. I think grade 7 was the biggest.
Back in the day, I grew quite the fro.
Yeah.
But I'm not going for the fro. I'm going for the styled approach. Taryn hates it. She absolutely despises it. Every time she looks at me, she says, "Would you cut your hair?" And I go, "No, I won't cut my hair. You should just love me however I am." So it's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm. How long are you going to go for, though, until the end of the year?
I don't know.
Seems like a good time. Until it becomes uncomfortable, right?
I figure I could do a cool Halloween costume this year.
Oh. Where are you going to go, though?
Nowhere. Just for my weekly Zoom meeting for work. Be like, "Look guys, look, I got the samurai man bun. I'm a samurai for Halloween."
Samurai, that might be in this year.
That'd be a cool one.
Making a comeback.
Have you ever watched that movie, The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise?
I have, but it's been years. And
Is that any good?
I've liked it from what I saw.
I feel like watching that movie, the samurai movie.
Because of Ghost?
Yeah, I've been playing through this PS4 game, Ghost of Tsushima, which is very good. But I have no time to add any other things into my life because I still got all the James Bond movies to watch.
Yeah. And you do have an update, don't you?
I do have an update. Sick segue. Thank you. I have made some more progress. We are at 2 out of 26 movies. So I watched From Russia with Love, which I believe is in 1963. Mm-hmm. So back in the day, these movies are coming out a quick clip.
Can you remind the listeners which James Bond is that, the actor?
That's Sean Connery still. Wow, so he's the first one. Dude, I gotta say, Sean Connery, quite suave. Dude, in these early movies, totally different than, because by the time I was born, right, Sean Connery's already old.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a movie where Sean Connery's old and it's a movie, Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Mm-hmm. It's like a heist movie and she's got to dance with these lasers or whatever.
I don't know what it is with old guys and heist movies. They always play it off really well. And Taken, that's not really a heist movie.
I haven't seen any of those Taken movies.
Oh, you got it.
Dude, even Giants ahead of the curve.
I forgot the actor's name, but
Liam Neeson.
Yes, and he's phenomenal in it. So highly recommend.
I heard they're good. I think it's the trilogy. This year. It's I will find you and I will kill you.
Yeah. I haven't seen the third one, but the first two are really good.
Taken. Taken again. Taken once more. I don't know what they're called. But yes, I did watch From Russia with Love, which is the second James Bond movie. I'm going through in the order they were released. So I have a little bit of notes here. First thing I wrote here was interesting start, garden scene, training assassination. I don't really quite remember what that means, but it was looks like James Bond gets killed right in the beginning, but it's actually some sort of training scene or something. So that was interesting. The only other note here, I'll give you my update on the Bond girl from this movie, because every movie counts. So at least I think every movie counts. So the first one was Honey Rider was the first movie. I'll do an ultimate ranking at the end, maybe.
Of Bond girls?
Yeah. Well, and of the films themselves. And then this one, it's Tatiana Romanova. She's she didn't really have. I thought the other one was better. She had a more convincing story, right? Why was she on the beach picking the seashells? Oh, well, there's some connection of her dad used to study seashells or something. And this girl's just oh, I'm Russian, so I'm just spying for the Russians. Overall, I'd give it a thumb up though. Dude, I'm surprised how well these movies hold up. Considering, dude, that's almost 50 years ago now. It's pretty good. But I did like Dr. No better.
And which one do you have next coming up?
Up next, we'll see if I watch it by next week. I have to almost watch one a week. I'm actually at the point where I gotta watch more than one a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I can double up some weeks, but I have Goldfinger coming up. Okay. 1964s. I'll give you guys a little peek into what's coming up. Then after that is Thunderball, which sounds like a good one.
I've never heard of that one.
Me either. Dude, there's a lot of ones here, like Live and Let Die. It's a song by Guns N' Roses. Moonraker? Dude, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
1979. We're going to find out. Oh, I like this one. This one's a non-canon one, but Never Say Never Again.
Never say never again.
Yeah.
We come up with these titles.
I don't know. But, you know what? We're making progress. We're going to get there. 2 out of 26. I'm feeling good. I just need to get that first one, and then it's all good from here.
To be honest with you, I never got into the Bond films until, I think it was Casino Royale. Daniel Craig.
Oh, the most recent one?
Yeah.
That was like,
That was, no,
I was like 2012-ish?
Yeah.
Or not, sorry, the most recent one. There's
Most
a Casino
recent
There's like an
Bonds.
old Casino Royale movie, which
Yeah.
is like non-canon.
That one got me back into it, and then I watched, what was it, Tomorrow Never Dies, I think it is?
Is that the other Daniel Craig one?
No, that's the Chris Brosnan one, because I heard
Oh,
GoldenEye.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah, GoldenEye was terrible, like, movie-wise, even though the game was, like,
Well, I'm going to get there soon. 1995. Yeah, with Pierce Brosnan. Do you not like Pierce Brosnan? You know another good Pierce Brosnan movie? After the Sunset. Another heist movie.
I've never seen that one. I need to brush up on my movies.
I was getting
apparently.
him and somebody else confused. Daniel Quaid. Or is that the guy? Is that the uncle guy from... It's something Quaid. No, I think it's Daniel Quaid. Dennis Quaid. That's his name.
Quaid, oh yeah.
Yes. Randy Quaid is the uncle from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That guy went like off the deep end. He's like total tinfoil hat now.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so not too much of an update, but so far the ultimate ranking, I would put Dr. No still. First, has a better setting. You know, it's in Jamaica. Got those island vibes. You know me.
Yeah.
Listeners know. It's all about the vibes. This one set in Istanbul. Yeah. It's probably just boring you guys with these, but we gotta fill the content. We have no top 5. We have nothing this week.
Yeah,
We didn't have anything.
We don't.
So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you not even care about the James Bond challenge? Well, I'm doing it anyway. I don't know why I put myself up for this. I probably saw the new one coming out, and I was like, you know what? Oh, I'm gonna watch every James Bond. Yeah, I'll set myself a challenge this year. Oh, then I'm gonna look back. 2020 is gonna be quite a year. And it was, because the year was just a big shit show. But
yeah. You know what?
yeah,
it would be
I don't
funny if you just started out with like the Daniel Craig ones, and then you're like, you know what? Conquered all the Daniel Craig ones. Let's go back to Pierce Brosnan. You do all the Pierce Brosnan ones, and you go back.
No, I figured I need to start at the very beginning, work my way up.
And it's weird because it's not like technically canon. You know? Is it like canon in the sense that it like follows a huge story? Or
So I don't know because
unless 007 is just like a code name, and it's like they just replace Bonds like tomorrow.
it may be because obviously these movies are taking place back in the day. So I'm not sure how it will transition from Sean Connery to Sir Roger Moore. I think he might be that called. I don't know if it's like Sean Connery's character died, so this other guy replaces it. I have no idea, so I'll let you guys know when I get there. But
yeah, because it's going to be the first transition into a new Bond for you.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure, or if it's just to make it up. But it's based off of like a book series.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how, because like Doctor No's not even the first book series, but they're just like, oh, let's just make this movie based off the book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So it's all over the place.
It's funny because the James Bond's like book series is like one of our biggest collections of like Bond stories. The same with like Tom Clancy, all his books as well.
Yeah, like dude, Tom Clancy, like how many
Guy
books
drops
are
a book. Or,
Yeah.
like that's
Well, Tom Clancy himself's like dead now,
yeah.
and I'm sure like his name is just used to continue writing. James Bond, dude,
But his
there's
original
26
book
movies.
collection is like humongous.
I have to imagine, yeah.
And like when they started transitioning into like games and stuff too, you know, I think they only did like the 3 series with Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon,
Yeah,
and now the divisions.
Yeah, he sold. So Tom Clancy, like the Spy Writer, sold his, I guess, books, like the rights to make them into video games to Ubisoft, the gaming company. For the non-gamer listeners out there, aka the normies. Yeah, I'm sure he made a killing back in the day. But it's like, dude, who wants to read a spy film? Like, who wants to read a book?
Yeah, you want to.
Dude, I could watch it.
Yeah, either watch it or like play it out the game.
Yeah, I will say, with the old movies, the action scenes are a little wonky, right? He shoots a guy and the guy, but I'm like still pretty impressed with. Like, I would say, hey, these movies are worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure there's like 26 movies. There's got to be some duds in there.
Yeah.
There's a couple here that are like I added to the list that are non-canon, so like they just had the rights, so they just made extra crap. Like brought Sean Connery back again. I think that's why it's called Never Say Never Again. Because they bring him back. Because like, oh, never say never. Well, again, because
like the Bond that was in the actual canon movies.
Yeah, I have no idea. And he's like old at that point. We're gonna see when we get there. It's a lot of rambling this week. We don't really have much. What do you guys think? You can write it to scruffcast@gmail.com and let us know. Just like nobody did this week, guys. What the hell?
I know I was expecting something from Kaylon at least, at the minimum, but
like, I know if you weren't on the show, I know you would have been the first one to bring in an email.
Yeah, you know that's a good segue because I would have talked about the Tim Hortons rant that you and Danny went on.
Yes, last week. Well, I would say it was a Dan-led rant. Not that I don't have my own quarrels with Tim Hortons, but that's probably the first 20 minutes of the show was just going in on Tim Hortons and the ways they'd let us down. It's like a Festivus airing of grievances 4 months early.
For Tim Hortons, a Canadian treasure that got sold to an investment company, and the investment company only cares about
Food Holdings Limited, something. They own Burger King as well.
Yeah, but they're a part of a bigger holding firm. Kind of crazy to think about, but I think they're owned by a company called 3G, and they own Kraft.
Oh, damn! I didn't know that.
So it was kind of interesting watching like the parallels between the Tim Hortons and Kraft, because like you saw that people were complaining about two things. It was the quality of the food that's gone down, and the prices that just kept going up.
Yeah.
So it was just always interesting to see that, and you would think that like companies like that, when they have like a loyal fan base, would just invest in make better food. Maybe the prices might go up, but as long as the food is still good, like you'll always have your supporters support that. Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I kind of mentioned this last week. You do one thing if you just do it well.
Yeah, that's all it is.
My problem's always been they make the menus gigantic, and then like I think it's Gordon Ramsay says the first sign of a bad restaurant is the menu's too big. Because they can't make all that stuff fresh. Right? You ever watch like those? Oh, dude, Karen showed me this clip from TikTok. Dude, she says she goes on TikTok like 1 hour a day. Dude, it's like an underestimate. Like, dude, she loves TikTok. So do I, but I don't go on as much. But
I don't have the app.
It's probably for the best. She showed me this clip where I think it's like Master Chef Junior or something. Gordon Ramsay's talking to kids, and I don't know why they're like cooking on the beach. Or something, and dude, this kid's gotta be like 12, and he has a plate of fish. Gordon Ramsay says, "Look at this. What is this fish? Is this cooked?" And the kid's like, and Gordon Ramsay takes it, dude, and he just whips the cooked fish, back out of the ocean. He says, "That's where it belongs. It's not even fucking dead." Dude, Gordon Ramsay's losing it, like in front of this poor kid.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ! And I was laughing my ass off. I was like, man, I would not want to disappoint him.
So wait, how did that have to do with big menus?
Oh, because Gordon Ramsay said the first time the restaurant is bad. The first time it's a bad restaurant, it's a big menu.
Okay, yeah. Still funny. But, you know what? Some menus or some restaurants do the big menu pretty well. Like Pickle Barrel has a book for a menu. Like,
really? I've never been there.
Oh, I gotta take you some time there. I personally like it. But and the restaurant that we went to, that's on my street, they have a huge menu as well. But I found it pretty good.
Yes.
Well, we went out for breakfast, but we only went out for like the breakfast part of it. Their normal menu is actually like at least 4 or 5 pages long, maybe even more.
If you separate it by like part of the day, then it's not as bad. But I don't know. Pickle Barrel. What a weird name.
Yeah,
Where does that come from?
I have no idea. It's probably some American thing.
Probably.
Like Cracker Barrel as well.
Cracker Barrel. What's that? Is that a restaurant? That's a type of cheese.
That's a restaurant, and it's a type of cheese as well.
Owned by the people who make the cheese?
So I think they sold the rights, so similar to Tom Clancy.
Wait, the cheese company sold the rights?
I think the restaurant sold the rights to, I think it was Kraft, and then Kraft kind of just went on their own little Cracker Barrel thing.
Wait, so Kraft makes Cracker Barrel cheese and their own cheese?
Yeah, because Kraft owns the name Cracker Barrel in Canada, I think it is, and then in the States they own their own Cracker Barrel owns their own restaurants and cheese.
This is wild. Wait, is Cracker Barrel in the States?
Yeah.
In Canada?
The restaurant, no, but the cheese, yes.
Yeah, because I've seen the cheese. Dude, no, that's what I'm thinking of. Black Marble, that's the other.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably owned by, it's probably all the same crap.
Black Diamond you're thinking of.
Oh, Black Diamond. Yeah. You know why? Because I'm picturing marble cheese in my head, because that's the type of cheese that I usually get.
Best of both worlds,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, it's just like how I like my cake, too. A little bit of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, then I don't have to make them my mind.
Oh, I never knew that. Good to know. Have you seen the cake vending machines downtown? Actually, I don't know if
No,
you've
a
been
cake
in.
vending machine?
Yeah, dude. There's a vending machine and it's like this big vending machine and it has 4 different flavors of cake. So there's like rainbow, red velvet, chocolate, and carrot. And they're like huge slices for like $10, and the cake is out of this world.
Dude, better be good
So
for
if
10 bucks.
anybody,
10
any of
bucks
the
for a vending machine.
listeners are downtown, I think one of the locations is actually all the locations are underground. So when you go into the pass system, it's in the RBC building. And like I said, the path, and you can not miss it.
You're going to have to tell me the name of this. I got to do some research because I feel like this is an opportunity to find out the company that makes these vending machines and puts the cake in there and short that stock. This is a bad business idea. It's not going to last. How often do they have to replace the cake in the machine? Dude, probably every day.
Probably not.
Dude, but how long could a cake last in a vending machine?
A cake slice, and when it's like cold,
Yeah.
when it's refrigerated, I think like about a week or so, maybe 2.
No way. 2
Yeah,
weeks.
dude. Some
The
people
cake
have.
slice
Some
is
people
going to get hard. It's
Ask
going to dry
Danny.
out.
Ask Danny when he comes by. I'm sure he has a piece of wedding cake that's in his freezer sitting there.
Sure, it's one thing if it's frozen.
I think it is frozen. I say refrigerated because I didn't know exactly how to measure how cold it is inside of there. But like when it came out, it was pretty damn cold. So
Then it comes out it's frozen. I still don't like this idea.
you thaw it out.
I gotta do some research.
Yeah. I will next time I go downtown, I'll text you the name. I'll take a picture of it for you.
Dude, well, that's just me sucking the fun out of everything. But it just sounds like it's hard to manage because back in the day, I looked up actually like running a vending machine business because you could buy like a gumball machine and then you got to negotiate with like Target, let me keep the gumball machine in front of your building or whatever. Right, and then you have to fill it up every now and then, or like a pop machine, you have to fill it up every now and then.
I wonder how often they would
make
have to change it because it always looked like it was full or like half full, like never empty.
Well, so the way it works is you can, once you own the machine, you can do as much as you want, but usually you would, do like a route, so you'd have like go by once a week.
Right.
Just think, you buy like cases of pop, and you just fill the machine, sold for like $1 a piece.
Right.
You know what I always found enticing? Outside of Zellers, there was always those vending machines, and dude, it's like 25 cents for a can of pop. Yeah. So it was like so enticing. You gotta get your RC Cola or whatever. Yeah. You're like, Mama,
great
come
value.
on, it's only 25 cents. I need to get this RC Cola or whatever the hell the name was.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Those Cokes, even though they're like no name, they're always the sweetest, man. Like
they were
best, the more cold, refreshing.
Do you know what's another good one? And I remember listeners will remember a friend of the show, Anthony. I remember one time we were at his dad's. He had Kirkland Cola, like the Costco brand.
Yeah.
And those were good too. Because they had that sort of like, ooh, what's this elusive cola I've never heard of? And you taste it, you're like,
honestly, it's Kirkland though, so I'm not surprised that the quality is out of this world.
Yeah.
I never encountered a bad Kirkland product.
No. Shout out to Costco.
Scruffers, if you ever experienced Kirkland, something that's gone wrong, let us know.
I will say, I used to love the food at Costco, like the hot dogs and stuff.
Dogs, yeah.
But I got a hot dog there because it was like what $1.50. It was like, wow, you get a hot dog and a pop and free refills. It's like $1.50, $1.75. This is amazing. But then I'd always find after I ate the hot dog, I was like,
yeah, it's just whatever.
It started to lose its luster.
That's what happened with me at IKEA with the hot dogs there.
Yeah, but they're like 50 cents, 75 cents.
Yeah, you can't complain with that.
2 hot dogs and a drink is $1.
And you get the frozen yogurt with the lingonberry sauce in it.
Yes, and I love the lingonberry juice. I like IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I think pretty much a lot of your furniture is from there, right?
It is. Where a lot of the furniture from the podcast studio. I see 1, 2, 3 things.
I know that is definitely from
IKEA. Yep, and the chair you're sitting on.
IKEA?
Well, imported from Dan's place. Right. Before that, from IKEA. Yeah. I was gonna go to IKEA last weekend. Rolled up to the parking lot, and I saw like 4 people standing in line, and I'm thinking like, damn, like, man, is that the line? I'm gonna have to wait, because in the beginning, grocery stores were really busy, and then now we're like sort of spoiled. It's like, man, no line, you just get to walk right in. Almost forgetting what life used to be like, okay? So I was like, oh, is that the line? 4 people waiting? And I was with my mom. She's like, no, that's just the returns. I was like, oh, thank God, just returns. Don't gotta wait in line. Go to the other side. Dude, I shit you not. 150 people waiting in line to get into IKEA. So I'm like, oh, fine. No, I'm not going in there. It was just, they look for bins, like, organized on pantry or something. So I ended up just going somewhere else. But I couldn't believe it, dude. Everybody going to IKEA.
You know what? It was funny. I went downtown and I saw people lining up outside of Foot Locker. I was like, yo, is there a shoe releasing? They're like, no. Like,
Dude,
25 people in the line.
People are just excited to go out.
Yeah.
But, like, it's crazy because nothing's really changed since 3 months ago. But 3 months ago, it was like, Animal Crossing released on the Switch. What are you doing waiting in line? It's a pandemic. People freaking out and, like, losing it. And the EV Games line's on, like, CTV News. And now it's like people just chill because it's like, oh, but they're standing 6 feet apart and everybody's wearing their masks. So
and you know what's
good.
funny? Like, Doug Ford on his, daily briefings, he was like, you guys have to be more responsible than this. It's just a game. Like, and to be fair, they could have got it digitally as well, but that's another discussion.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, nothing's really changed. It's not like a vaccine's coming out, but, like, you know, businesses sort of follow these rules now. But it's just the mentality shift that everyone's like, hey, we're wearing masks, we're being safe. And it's like, I guess. Yeah. But, like, I don't know.
It feels like there's so many ways to just get it now. It seems like either you probably had it and you're just asymptomatic now. But
I have no idea.
Kind of putting out warnings out there for the fall.
I know, everybody talks about this elusive second wave.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for that first month, it was all serious. Everyone was like, holy shit, it's a pandemic, guys, we gotta stay inside and do our part, oh no. And then, like, dude, shit hit the fan once sports were like, oh my god, the NBA is closing games. And then people are like, oh, this is big time, like, real sports. And a couple months went by, and people were like, yeah, it's too nice outside. Like,
it's because the weather started warming up, and everybody's like, I need to go outside.
Watch, things gonna start getting cold, people are gonna be like, stay inside again. It's like,
honestly, man, I remember the first month of March, I guess it was like 2 weeks in, like, I'd go on my balcony on a Monday afternoon, and it'd just be like, quiet, like eerily quiet.
Yeah, dude.
No cars on the street. Like, you see, maybe one or two people walking outside, like, in all the stores were just like pretty much closed unless it was like the convenience store or something.
Yeah, there was like nowhere to go. So, where I work, we had an office downtown, which we just got rid of the office lease for now, like, because we're not using the office. Like, why spend the money? And there's only like 15 of us at the company, and like, to drive, like, I'm not too far out of the city, but to drive downtown, like, on an average day, it took 45 minutes, like, traffic and stuff. So we had a chance to go to the office to, like, collect our things and get whatever stuff we were getting rid of there. So I drove down there, right, and I picked up a cabinet, which Ian can see sitting right there, because they were just, otherwise they're going to throw it out. I was like, yeah, I'll go pick it up. Dude, like, 20 minutes, just flying in, like, downtown, no traffic, nothing. I'm like, man, it would never be like this. Yeah, it was. The only time I ever drove to work. And there was, like, no traffic at all. It was, like, very eerie. I don't know what it's like. I haven't been downtown since then. So, like, literally 5 months ago.
It's been crowded. It's been packed with people.
Everybody's been
I met up with a friend for dinner, and we were in the Yorkville area, and it was just, like, with the patios being on the streets and a lot of the cars being, like, reduced to one lane and just the amount of people that were walking. I was like, yeah, I could see a second wave happening if this is really transmitted through people, person to person, like,
yeah, dude. I think it's inevitable, but I don't know why people are always like, "Oh, a second wave," like in the fall. What does that have to do with the fall?
Oh, flu season.
But how would that in fact? Oh, because I guess people get the flu. Could you have the flu? You get double?
I don't know. What doctors are like nervous? Well, the ones that are being interviewed on the news, they're saying that if there's no way to tell which one's which.
I guess so. Well, unless you get tested, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even know if, like, the test account for people that have flu.
Because the flu is a coronavirus, right? Like, COVID-19 is, a novel coronavirus. It means, like, a type that's different that they've never seen before, which is why it's, like, so dangerous, because regular flu vaccine won't work on it. Interesting. And I guess if you had both, or if you didn't know which was which, and then you got the flu and you're, like, sneezing, then you're gonna give it I don't know.
I'm kind of curious to see if there is a second wave and they make people quarantine again. Like, what's that's gonna look like? Because with the fall coming in and the winter, like, I would imagine there's gonna be a lot of people that are just gonna, like, hate their life because of the seasonal. I always forget the name. It's sad and the seasonal.
Yeah, seasonal something depression, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I have, like, seasonal depression, but it definitely bums me out when the time changes and it starts to get dark.
Yeah, same.
Like, it's the worst. I don't know. They're gonna have a hard time closing businesses, especially like they put everybody like on CERB, and then now people are like, I'm going back to work, and then they're gonna have to like put people back.
Yeah.
The government's just spending boatloads of money. I read it was like 4 million people a day collecting, or 4 million people a week collecting like CERB's like $500 weekly payments. It's like $2 billion the government's spending every week.
You know what, man? I'm kind of scared for the tax return season next year because that's just gonna be a messy.
Dude, people are just gonna get smoked on taxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be brutal.
It's gonna be like, yeah, you owe the government this much. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and they want to crack down on people who collected it that weren't really supposed to.
Yeah.
Right? Because how many people are like,
dude,
the government was just giving it out willy-nilly. You get 2,000, you get 2,000, you get 2,000. It's like, well, God, Oprah, slow your roll.
Yeah.
Like, don't send me the money unless I'm supposed to get it.
And then once you file those taxes, they're like, oh, okay, you sir, but you made this much money? Oh.
Yeah,
whoa.
exactly.
Well, because you're coming to collect.
I don't know. Scary times we live in. Scary times. Now, we don't really have much else on the notes, but there was something that caught my eye I think just this past Saturday. They released a trailer for the next Batman movie, just called The Batman, with Robert Pattinson playing Batman.
I was nervous when they announced him as Batman, because like, you didn't really see him too much other than Twilight, and he kind of faded away.
Yeah.
And he was in like little films. Not to take away anything from his acting, I'm sure he did fine in Twilight, but
I've never watched read the books or anything,
but to see him in the trailer and to see how the dark, because it's based off of year 2, which is Batman's second year of being Batman, so he's like trying to, he's still kind of messed up from his parents dying, but like he's establishing himself as like a vigilante in the city of Gotham, so like,
okay, so
it deals with him from a mental point of view as well as all the super villains starting to actually come out, because I think in year 1 he was just mostly dealing with like crooks and mob people, and then
little guys,
and then now with him there now kind of causes like a cause and effect type of deal, like similar to what the Avengers were saying, is like people want to challenge you now.
Yeah, because like you're sort of bringing the criminals out because now they want to try to best you, right? They're
exactly that. So year 2 is when they start getting introduced, and the Riddler is an excellent choice for a villain.
Interesting. I've never been keen on it, so I gotta say, first off, I love Batman, right? Like the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, amazing. I really want to go back, like, so seeing that them talking about this new movie made me really want to go back to watch the Christopher Nolan trilogy, but I'm like, oh, but I got 24 more James Bond movies to watch. Yeah. And then my mom's telling me, like, you should watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, it's only 11 seasons. And I'm like, why do I have the time? So, I don't know. I really love Batman, but I've never been keen on the Riddler, because there's this Batman Arkham, like, trilogy video games. Mm-hmm. And the Riddler always just seemed kind of flimsy. It's like, riddle me this, or riddle me that, Mr. Bat. And it's like, yeah, why did the Batman just break this little clumsy guy's neck?
Like, it was funny, like, from the comics to the cartoons to the, I guess the games itself, like, they always painted Riddler as a very comedic type of guy, where he's like, telling jokes, and like, he's sort of like the Joker, but just not as violent, and he's more, I guess, based off of riddles instead of actual joke telling. But year 2 is a very dark story, so to see Riddler in a dark portrayal like that, I'm kind of curious to see, because now you get to see like more of Bruce Wayne detective work. I didn't feel like the Nolan films captured that, because Batman is a brilliant detective.
So, yeah, he's the world's greatest detective. That's like his like little title, right? Or catchphrase or whatever.
So with the Riddler, I feel like it's a good choice, because you get to see, especially with him being like in this year 2, sort of like getting to be Batman sort of thing, where you see him being tested to the point, and I think Riddler was a great villain for that.
Interesting.
And then they can lead up to the bad guys, like the more bad guys, like the Banes and the Jokers, everything else.
And do you know if this is supposed to be like part of another trilogy or anything? I guess they're going to just see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
I know the director is the guy who did the Planet of the Apes movies, and I heard they got reviewed well. I haven't seen.
I haven't seen any of the new ones.
No.
It looked cool, so I always say like, oh, I got to post this from the ScruffCast Twitter at ScruffCast, but I never do. But this one I actually have to. You guys got to check it out. So I watched this, and I don't really watch trailers, but I'm like, you know what? Like, let me see. Like we were talking about. And Batman's like beating up some thug like Batman does. The thug goes down. And then Batman just goes down and he just like starts punching the guy in the face like 3 or 4 times. I literally said out loud, I was like, holy shit. Dude, Batman doesn't do this.
And you could see like he's adding in emotion to it as well.
Yeah,
so it's
mad.
like he's actually pissed off and just annoyed, and like you never see that with the Batman. And you know what's interesting too that I forgot to mention was that they're bringing back the Ben Affleck Batman for another movie.
Oh, are they? I didn't hear about this.
So for
Because
the
he was
Flash-
originally supposed to be the standalone guy, and then he said no. He was like, "Nah, I don't want to do this anymore."
Oh well, that's a funny story too because he started out with he was going to direct and be the Batman, and then I guess the pressure got too much for him, and he was just like, "You can't do
It would be pretty tough, dude. I would say let somebody else direct. I want to be Batman, dude. That would be awesome. I changed my answer. I'd cosplay as Batman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think you can do it with the shave and just beef up a little.
Yeah. Got the long hair. No one will
And
see
you're
it.
doing the fasting.
Yeah.
You just gotta lift a little, and then you're good, man.
Get my Batman bod going. But you're saying he's going to be in a movie with the Flash?
So the Flash is getting his own movie, but that's where I don't get with the connection between Batman, like this Robert Pattinson movie, and the Flash movie that's coming out. Because this Flash movie seems like it's going to be based off of the Justice League, which is now getting a 4-part series. Or it's going to be
like HBO Max or
Yeah.
something? Yeah. I never watched the Justice League.
I never either, because of the bad reviews that came out
Yeah.
of it. And at the time, Marvel was just kicking so much ass. There was a Black Panther, and then Civil War came out.
Oh, they got like 20 movies or 20 plus movies, right? And I think DC has some cool characters. Like, I mean, the original like Nolan trilogy is so awesome. Like,
Yeah.
Batman's good, but there are some. I guess you could dig in because Spider-Man's got some bad villains too. But like, Batman's got some cheesy villains, dude. Like, listeners out there, you guys gotta look this up. There is a villain in Batman universe called Calendar Man. Are you familiar with this
No,
villain?
not actually.
So, Calendar Man's entire thing is he commits crimes based on the days of the year. Like, literally calendar.
Right.
Right? Like, I gotta look him up. Like, to read you guys about him. He's just all about calendar. Calendar Man's a fictional supervillain appearing in American comic books published by DC. As an enemy of the superhero Batman, Calendar Man is known for committing crimes that correspond with holidays and significant dates. So what? The guy's whole thing is he just is like, ooh, I committed a crime and it's Christmas.
Which makes him kind of predictable too, because then they know when he's going to commit the crime. Just figuring out how.
I guess, but then he could also like take a holiday off and you'll never know. Right?
Sure.
Always leave you on edge. That's psychological warfare.
I'm trying to think of some other.
That's like the
wacky-
lamest one that I could remember.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some other wacky villains. There's a guy who had a separate personality disorder, and he was a ventriloquist, and
Yes, I remember what you're talking about. I can't remember the guy's name.
I can't remember his name either, but he acted like a mob boss, or the puppet was a mob boss, and he was just a normal old guy, and the mob boss was like leader of this whole like inner city gang.
Yeah, some of it's a little ridiculous. There's one, I think the guy's name was like Hush or something. And
No, Hush was dope.
is this the guy who's the plastic surgery guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that
From
story,
what I could
actually.
understand, so I only remember from like the video. I've only played the video games, but he's like a master plastic surgeon, so he can just change his appearance to look like anybody.
Yeah.
It sounds. It's so you sound hyped about it, but it sounds a little ridiculous.
Because they did I don't know if you're familiar with the DC animated movie universe.
No, but I've seen they've done cool ones like a Batman Ninja one and stuff.
Yeah, like I would recommend watching those, and the Hush one is a part of that, and they told the story really close to the comic. So I won't spoil anything, but I would recommend.
Right. If Ian
Even
says
if you're
good,
not-
I'm going to trust it.
Even if you're not into DC movies or just like superheroes, you know how I found that out is I walked in on my mom watching it one day.
Really?
Yeah, she said it looked cool, so she liked it.
That's
so
pretty funny.
I was like,
I could never imagine my mom watching a superhero movie.
even an animated one too, right?
Animated especially, she'd be like, what is that? Turn this shit off. That's what my mom would say. But she'll walk in and watching it, she'd be like, really? I'm like, yeah, Mom. I'm a 30-year-old adult. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, I watch cartoons. So what?
Now leave me alone. Let me watch my Batman cartoons. Yeah. No, the new, I think it's just called The Batman. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks at, like, in the middle between the Christopher Nolan movies, which are, like, more grounded and realistic, which I totally love. The more realistic approach.
Mhm.
And, like, the more comic booky approach, like Justice League and Batman vs. Superman.
And
It's
it
kinda
also
in the
has
middle.
like a Joker, the movie type of theme to it too. The darkness in it.
Yeah, like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker
Mhm.
one. That one was good. Did you watch that one?
Yeah, I watched that one in theaters.
Yeah, so did I.
It's freaky.
It was, but it was good.
It was one of those uncomfortable movies. You didn't know how to feel after you watched it, and you're like, should I be cheering right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's like a criminal maniac, but yeah, he's like the main guy. So you're like, look at him. They stole his sign and they're making fun of him.
Yeah.
So, well, I think that was pretty much all we had in the notes.
Yeah.
We're free to ramble about whatever else we'd like.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to chat about?
No, not really. I don't know about you. We just hope everybody's having a good summer. There's only 2 more weeks of it left.
You don't even remind me. We're like already halfway done August. The kids are gearing up to maybe go back to school. Your 5-month March break's finally over. Get back to school, you turds.
Yeah, that's right. They had a March break and they just never had it.
Yeah.
They just went through the summer.
Dude, imagine the dream. Like, imagine when we were kids, like March break is like sick. And like, they only really had to not hang out with each other for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Right? Because then, weather warmed up and everyone's like, we're going to the park.
I was talking to someone actually. She was saying that, like, it sucked not having a job. Like, she kind of enjoyed the break because it was time here of the summer. We were all in school and, like, we had that 2 months off.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And, like, if you live, like, pretty, like, if you don't live an expensive lifestyle, you can survive off of what serve was giving you. So, you just chill and, evaluate your life. And,
yeah, it's like, it was rare, right? So take this rare break.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish I had that, to be honest. Just a couple of weeks off, even 1 or 2 or 3 weeks off would be just ideal. Like, I don't need the full month or anything.
I hear you, because like I've been lucky enough to be able to work the whole time, but I see Taryn she's been off, right? Her workplace shut down, and they're still shut down when she's going back to work soon. And she's just going stir crazy. She's tired of being home, and like she can't wait to go back to work. But I'm just like, just be living it up.
Yeah.
You know how many PlayStation trophies I would earn right now? Dude, I would have flew through those 2016 boundaries.
Yeah. All that time. I just, like, like when you wake up and you have nothing to plan or anything, like that feeling?
Yeah.
Oh, would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But I can't complain.
I love that.
Like, we can't complain. We have jobs.
Yeah, we're the fortunate ones, right?
Yeah.
But like, I do like that feeling if you get up and you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Which Taryn hates.
I had a week off during this, this COVID thing. It's not waking up, not having to go anywhere, not having to have any commitments or anything like that.
I could see that.
But I wish it was just a tad bit. I can't waste vacation.
I think, so if I had like an excess of vacation days built up, I think I would take like maybe in the spring, I'd take like a little fake retirement vacation. I'm going to take a vacation for a week.
That's a good term for it. Fake
right?
retirement.
And I'm going to just pretend I'm retired. Going to get up, going to drink my coffee. Black? No sugar, no cream. Which I do now anyway because of fasting, but that's how old people drink their coffee.
You used to double bubbles before.
I did, yeah. So it was like quite the difference. I'm pretty used to it now though. But I would take the coffee, maybe get a newspaper, and just go down to the diner, sit there. Oh, so actually that's where I'm gonna have my coffee at the diner. Yeah. Listen to the paper and get myself like a Western sandwich or something. Oh. I don't even really like Western sandwiches, but I'm just I'm retired in this scenario, so. And just pretend I'm retired. Yeah. And then what do I do for the rest of the day? I don't know. Maybe go golfing. Maybe just remember about back in the days I used to have at work.
Actually, listeners, that's what you can write into. You can give us what your fake retirement is. Say you have your work gives you a week or 2 off. You have no commitments. Whether you want to, possibly you can make it about you staying home, not traveling. Like, what would you do?
A little staycation. But I'm interested in like the fake retirement aspect, like the old man vacation. Yeah, right? Yeah. What are you doing? Maybe get a haircut. Maybe go for a walk in the park. Buy some new boat shoes.
Buy a bike. Bike riding.
Buy a bike, like the midlife crisis, but you're buying a literal bicycle instead of a motorbike. Dude, I'm telling you what, like I'm a couple months away from turning 30, and I'm not feeling it. You said earlier, because obviously we're the same age. Nah, I guess not so obviously.
Yeah, John and I are both turning 30 next year, and I'm excited. John's not.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't want to say I'm going to have a midlife crisis, but I'm not very hyped about it. So one of the other things, too, is for the last 15 years, every year on my birthday, do you know what I do? What? I go to the Mandarin, Not usually on my actual birthday. It depends.
Yeah, if
get
it
the
falls
fam
on a
together.
weekend, yeah.
Go to the Mandarin every year for my birthday. Dude, not even gonna be able to do that this year. The Mandarin's got like no buffet. Like, our buffet's dead. Our buffet's never coming back.
No, I don't think they are.
No. Like, I don't know. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just cancel my birthday.
No, that's not true. You can, once you go over to your families, say we're gonna spoil ourselves with some Uber Eats, treat yourself to whatever restaurant you fancy, and just have a good time with your family. I know the buffet part is
It's not the same. But are you listening, fam? You hear that? You're gonna Uber Eats me some Five Guys. They're mostly burgers.
Dude,
I went there today.
I had some last week when I was to go see some friends of mine from work that I haven't seen once in person, and we were just like in heaven. The peanut oil fried fries.
Dude, if you're allergic to peanuts, stop listening to the ScruffCast right now. You're not welcome. I can't imagine. That would suck.
That gets rid of my favorite chocolate. That gets rid of my favorite fries. That gets rid of my favorite. I just love PB&J sandwiches too. So.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I haven't had one of those in a while, but they're good. Like, and when we were kids, it's like, oh, that one person in school's allergic, so like, don't be shoving your sandwich in your face, but you can still bring it. And now it's like you got to bring like snacks, and it's like no peanuts in here at all. It's like all marked and labeled.
Was it Kalon that had the peanut butter and banana sandwich almost like every day at school?
That doesn't sound like a Kalon. Not every day. You'd want the variety, right?
I'm pretty sure I always saw someone with the peanut butter.
Did you ever have toast with peanut butter and then you put the banana slices in there?
I have.
Pretty good.
It's good. Yeah,
it is.
I've had the peanut butter and honey.
Sandwich, yeah.
When you go to like a breakfast place, you can ask for the. They usually have it on the side. The little packets of honey or jam or peanut butter.
I have had a peanut butter and honey sandwich. I've had a rare peanut butter and chocolate chip sandwich.
Ooh.
And,
no,
it's like one of those things. It's like when you're a kid, it's like the thing you think, oh man, when I'm an adult, and I get to make my own food, I'm gonna have a peanut butter and chocolate chip sandwich, and then you have it, and you're like,
It's because the chocolate chips are too hard, or
I don't know. It's too much. It's too much. My old body can't take it. Get up the next day.
That's how I feel about. That's how I feel about Nutella.
I like Nutella, but it is a little much as well. Yeah.
And I saw that Kraft peanut butter released their own Nutella thing.
Really? They're competing with the big boys?
Yeah, apparently.
Dude, Kraft can't be stopped.
And the number of times I bring up Kraft, it makes it sound like I'm sponsored by them. I just used to work on the account, so I'm just making it clear that I
work for Kraft.
I don't work for Kraft.
Hey, dude, if Kraft wants to sponsor us,
by all means.
I mean, you're like our sort of marketing connection.
Yeah.
How do we get sponsored? So basically, what I'm trying to achieve is, you remember Joe Rogan made $100 million for his podcast on Spotify? I'm searching for a similar sort of payout. Can you make that happen for us?
Well, you need the audience first.
Well,
that's literally all it is the audience.
So,
and making sure you're not saying like offensive shit on it.
Oh no, Dan, you've screwed us already. There we go. Okay, the audience we could possibly achieve, if you guys dig back.
The offensiveness.
We've tackled the tough topics, all of them.
Well, that's not. Well, Joe Rogan has had some offensive people on there, so that's suffice to say. I guess once you get the audience big enough,
then it don't matter.
It don't matter, especially when you're drawing in guests, political guests like Bernie Sanders, and then you get Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's got them all, right?
Yeah, he's got everybody. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
We are working on our first celebrity guest. It's one of the reasons I brought you here, because I know Seal likes to watch your Instagram stories, and you posted on your story today that you were guest hosting once again.
My account's back on private, though. It's not public.
Oh no! Why? Because you wanted to.
And he actually stopped doing that.
You tried to force Seal to follow you. I see those moves. You're like, Seal. You're like, quit playing those games with me. If you want to be in this, just follow me, slide my DMs.
It's always weird when I saw that, but I don't know if it's him trolling the account or if it's
I have no idea, but it's just funny. I think about it every time I think of Seal now.
The algorithm that Instagram just puts, and they just say, you might be interested in this guy.
How do we get in that algorithm? I don't know. You guys can follow us on on Instagram. On
ScruffCast.
Yeah. Dude, we're on Twitter, Jesus Christ. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all at ScruffCast. You guys can email us, scruffcast@gmail.com. What's your retirement staycation? What are you guys' thoughts on James Bond thing?
And you know what? Whenever the ScruffCast posts something on Twitter or Instagram, tag your friend. Just be like, yo, this is my friend's podcast.
Yeah, okay, here's a new challenge, guys. Next time we tweet an episode, just give it a quote tweet and say, "Yo, check this out,"
Yeah.
with an emoji of your choice, except the poo emoji. Thanks.
And yeah, we'll retweet it and share it to our audiences and all.
Yeah. What do you guys want to be called? Like we played around with the word scruff cycles. We need something.
And I use scruffers.
Scruffers. I think you used that earlier this week. So you guys gotta let us know.
And also like just write in. That's all it is. Write in.
Yeah, send us the emails, please. Please, we got nothing this week. Nothing. Remember, we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get downright freaky. That was 30 episodes ago. Okay? So we're talking like, I don't know, what is that, like 5-6 months?
Yeah.
Like, having these episodes each week like really ages us.
You know
Like-
what? You got to episode 100 this year. Like that was big.
Yeah.
Not much to really say other than keep going and hopefully have you seen the I don't know if you want to talk about audience numbers, but have you seen it gone up a little steadily since you started, or?
I don't know, because like I don't really know how much I trust those numbers, right? Because here's the thing, I know like
Well, talk about the optimistic side. Say like you're looking at it from an optimistic.
you
point of
already
view.
know I'm going to be pessimistic, so you have to tell me to be optimistic. I guess. I got to do more research. I got to do better on my part to market the ScruffCast. What do you guys want? I tell you all the time. What do you want? Just tell us. Just tell us, and we'll give it to you.
Right.
Just tell us. We'll do
Just
whatever.
write in, man. ScruffCast@gmail.com. It's that simple.
Like, just literally, just blast your thoughts out there with your brainwaves, and we'll find it somehow. If you're on YouTube, where you got to search for us, ScruffCast. Just click the thumb
these
up.
guys are smart guys.
Comment
man.
on
Pick
it.
their brain. Pick their brain.
Post on our Instagram stories, like reply to our things. Let us know what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's tough. We had literally nothing, and yet somehow you and I still pulled out nearly an hour worth.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you know what? There was going to be more guest hosts, I imagine. Like, especially if you guys try to get like Patrick on the air and what's that guy's name? Nathan.
Yeah, our friend Nate, who did the patterns, who did the intro-outro music,
Mm-hmm.
which Dan thought of changing. Can you believe that?
No, can't change that. It's iconic. And the end.
Iconic, I like that. Yes, Queen, slay!
Iconic. Of course. There's going to be more guest hosts. There's going to be more wacky thoughts and insights. There's going to be fun times, man. So those are going to be my last words of today. I would say just listen, write in, and share with your friends and family because this is a great podcast.
Well, thank you, Ian, for not only coming on the podcast, but also being a good friend and a good champion of the podcast.
Of course, man.
So with that, I usually let the guest host do the outro, so...
Yeah, like I was saying, just have a good summer. Write into ScruffCast at scruffcast@gmail.com. Let me know how you did. Let John know what him and Dan want to talk about for next week.
I can tell you really good at
enjoy
distracting.
yourselves.
Got me like, oh, as I'm watching her go. All I'm thinking is, oh, damn, that bad thing. I can tell you really good at distracting.
Riddle me this, riddle me that, Mr. Bat.